Good morning, you're watching the morning show here on Arise News. I'm Oji Akpi.
And I'm Stephanie Coker at Darren Okun. We've got a great show lined up for you, of course, over the next hour. So sit back, relax, and let's kickstart your day because the morning show begins right now. Music is essential to many of our lives. We listen to it when waking up, walking, while we're in transit, at work, and with our friends. For many, music is like a constant companion.
That's right, and music is an art form that is often used to convey various messages.
Yes, and an artist who is no stranger to passing on a message through his music is Catch, whose video Dino, featuring Dino Malaya, caused buzz and uproar on Twitter a few months ago. He's here to tell us all about how the song came about and also his rising career in the Nigerian entertainment industry. Very exciting, isn't it?
Yes, very excited to meet him. We'll catch up on him making headlines across the globe. And of course, our in-house analyst, Dorian, will be filling us with what's trending. It's going to be an interesting show tonight.
Yes, this morning.
This morning.
And you don't want to miss one moment of it. This is The Morning Show. Welcome back to The Morning Show here on Arise News. Time now to take a look at global stories making headlines across the globe.
We begin in the capital, Belgium, Brussels, where head of states and members of states of the NATO are in session as the military alliance grapples with the US President Donald Trump's criticism of the body funding movement. Trump is demanding that the members of the NATO double their defense spending to 4% to the national income. Trump has repeatedly accused NATO members of the so-called free riding on American security. Currently, 5 of the 29 members met 2% spending target. The US president also renewed his attacks on Germany, accusing America's long-standing ally of cozying up to Russia.
Well, I have to say, I think it's very sad when Germany makes a massive oil and gas deal with Russia, where you're supposed to be guarding against Russia, and Germany goes out and pays billions and billions of dollars a year to Russia. So we're protecting Germany, we're protecting France, we're protecting all of these countries, and then numerous of the countries go out and make a pipeline deal with Russia, where they're paying billions of dollars into the coffers of Russia. So we're supposed to protect you against Russia, but they're paying billions of dollars to Russia, and I think that's very inappropriate. And the former chancellor of Germany is the head of the pipeline company that's supplying the gas. Ultimately, Germany will have almost 70% of their country controlled by Russia with natural gas. So you tell me, is that appropriate? I mean, I've been complaining about this from the time I got in. It should have never been allowed to have happened. But Germany is totally controlled by Russia because they were getting from 60 to 70% of their energy from Russia and a new pipeline. And you tell me if that's appropriate, because I think it's not. And I think it's a very bad thing for NATO, and I don't think it should have happened. And I think we have to talk to Germany about it. On top of that, Germany is just paying a little bit over 1%, whereas the United States, in actual numbers, is paying 4.2% of a much larger GDP. So I think that's inappropriate also. You know, we're protecting Germany, we're protecting France, we're protecting everybody, and yet we're paying a lot of money to protect. Now, this has been going on for decades. This has been brought up by other presidents, but other presidents never did anything about it because I don't think they understood it or they just didn't want to get involved. But I have to bring it up because I think it's very unfair to our country. It's very unfair to our taxpayers. And I think that these countries have to step it up, not over a 10-year period. They have to step it up immediately. Germany is a rich country. They talk about they're going to increase it a tiny bit by 2030. Well, they could increase it immediately tomorrow and have no problem. I don't think it's fair to the United States. So we're going to have to do something because we're not going to put up with it. We can't put up with it, and it's inappropriate. So we have to talk about the billions and billions of dollars that's being paid to the country that we're supposed to be protecting you against. You know, everybody's talking about it all over the world. They'll say, well, wait a minute, we're supposed to be protecting you from Russia, but why are you paying billions of dollars to Russia for energy? Why are countries in NATO, namely Germany, having a large percentage of their energy needs paid, you know, to Russia and taken care of by Russia? Now, if you look at it, Germany is a captive of Russia because they supply. They got rid of their coal plants. They got rid of their nuclear. They're getting so much of the oil and gas from Russia. I think it's something that NATO has to look at. I think it's very inappropriate. You and I agree that it's inappropriate. I don't know what you can do about it now, but it certainly doesn't seem to make sense that they pay billions of dollars to Russia, and now we have to defend them against Russia.
This isn't the first time Trump is accusing Germany. He had before accused Germany of unfair trade practices. This time, Trump said that Germany is a captive of Russia because of what he calls Germany's reliance on Russian energy supplies. And Germany's Chancellor Angela Merkel and her foreign minister were quick to respond to the US president's accusations over Berlin's trade relations with Russia, saying Berlin had a right to make its own decisions. Yes, well,
I know,
another day, another Trump story in trade wars.
Well, doctors in Thailand are saying that the boys who were rescued from the flooded cave will stay in the hospital for at least a week. The 12 boys from a football team and their coach are being treated in a local hospital in Shanghai in northern Thailand. They're rescued by a team of both local and international divers after they were quarantined from other hospitals to avoid cross-contamination.
Wow, well, it's just amazing that they were actually able to rescue them, and it's unfortunate that that sergeant lost his life trying to save the boys.
Right.
But the 12 boys are out now,
And they're fine,
yes,
and
well,
they're
at least they're
being taken
getting
care of.
yes,
I know.
they're getting treatment in hospital,
Yeah.
which is good news for once.
I know.
Good news, yes.
Finally.
And in business, the World Trade Organization first session of its 7th trade policy review of China is now on, with the second session scheduled for later this week, led by Wang Shouwen, China's Vice Minister of Commerce and Deputy China International Trade Representative. A team of 30 officials from 14 government agencies, as well as the head of the Chinese mission to the WTO, participated in the first session. Addressing the session, Wang introduced China's new progress in trade and investment facilitation, major measures adopted by the country for reform and opening up its active participation in the multilateral trading system, its responsible role as a major country, and other aspects concerned since the previous review in July 2016.
We have significantly lowered import tariffs voluntarily and continuously. By the end of 2017, import duties on over 900 tariff lines had been reduced. We have constantly expanded market access for foreign investors. China has pragmatically implemented the Trade Facilitation Agreement. During the period under this review, China has comprehensively deepened reform while opening further to the outside world. China has been a firm supporter of the multilateral trading system.
China's role for WTO is critical. In the present time, China is one of the greatest forces supporting multilateral trading system, so we greatly appreciated that. We appreciate China's efforts towards opening up of their economy, especially the way China has voluntarily and continuously lowered their tariffs. Similarly, Pakistan appreciated China's implementation of the Trade Facilitation Agreement.
And in Africa, Afreximbank, which is Africa's leading trade finance institution, is coming of age with the marking of its 25th birthday and reiterating its mission to stimulate the diversification and development of African trade. Arise business correspondent Jane Lawrence joined Silver Jubilee celebrations in Nigeria's capital, Abuja.
Afrexim Bank kicked off its 25th anniversary and annual general meetings with discussions focusing on the future transformation of trade and economic development across the African continent, including the impact of the recently announced African Continental Free Trade Agreement. It's the first of the four-day event of Afrexim Bank's 25th anniversary with a theme celebrating the past and shaping the future, which saw the Honorable Finance Minister Kemi Adeosun and South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa gave their opening speeches on intra-Africa trade. President Cyril Ramaphosa, who is visiting Nigeria for the first time since he assumed office, urged Nigeria not to be under pressure to sign the CFTA, as South Africa took proper consultation with stakeholders before joining 44 other countries to sign the agreement.
A number of leaders at this summit kept saying that the eyes of Africa are truly directed at two countries on the African continent, Nigeria and South Africa. They kept hoping that these two countries would sign up to the treaty. They quickly added, almost tongue-in-cheek, and said, President Ramaphosa, no pressure, no pressure. You don't have to feel under pressure to sign. Well, we signed the declaration.
Discussions will help shape the future role of Afrexim Bank to be at the forefront of accelerating the growth of trade in Africa. Nigeria's Finance Minister Kemi Adeosun led the Nigerian team and government to the opening session.
I want to assure you that we are here as your hosts to welcome you, to make you extremely happy and to make you very comfortable. I welcome you on behalf of President Muhammadu Buhari to the 25th AGM. I declare formally open this year's seminars for the AGM, and I thank you very much all for listening. Thank you for your attention. God bless you. God bless Nigeria. God bless Afrexim Bank.
At a news briefing, Afrexim President Dr. Benedict Orama spoke on the expected outcomes from the conference.
25 years hence, we have a bank that has more than exceeded expectations. We have a bank that has done about $50 billion in disbursements. We have a bank that has made much of a difference. We have a bank that made it possible for Africa not to go back to the 1980s when a similar kind of economic difficulty struck just 3 years ago. Afrexim Bank stood and disbursed $9 billion across Africa to make sure that African economies adjusted to the crisis in an orderly manner.
Afrexim Bank is the foremost Pan-African multilateral financial institution devoted to financing and promoting intra- and extra-African trade. Established in October 1993 by African governments, African private and institutional investors, and non-African investors, the bank has approved more than $51 billion in credit facilities for African businesses.
Wow, this is amazing that we finally signed this agreement. And it's also the first time the South African president has visited Nigeria, Cyril Ramaphosa, since he's been elected. So it sounds like it was a good event. Well, sadly, in sports news, there have been mixed reactions in the UK. The country that claims to be the founders of the game of football after England's defeat by Croatia in the semi-finals of the FIFA World Cup in Russia. Mario Mandzukic slotted in the winning goal in extra time to put Croatia 2-1 up after hesitation in the England defence allowed him to beat the goalkeeper to the ball. Kieran Trippier's brilliant early free kick put the Three Lions 1-0 up after just 5 minutes in Moscow, a lead they took into the break. But Ivan Perisic flicked home a cross with an outstretched boot midway through the second half to level the scores to cap a strong showing in the second half from Croatia. Some English fans said that the team had exceeded expectations and should be proud, while others said it was a lost opportunity for them to reach the first final since 1966 when they won the tournament in 1966. We obviously weren't around at that time, and yesterday it was just, I felt like I was reliving.
Did you watch it?
Yes, of course, yes. I felt like I was reliving the sorrow that happened when Nigeria lost. But some people are saying that England are actually very, very lucky because we kind of had an easy group.
In a way, I'm kind of rooting for Croatia. I know it's not good.
Well, no, I'm not rooting for Croatia specifically because they beat Nigeria. So yeah, I'm rooting for France, and Macron was recently here.
Team.
So.
I mean, I think that it's. I know exactly, but let's see. Let's keep our fingers crossed. But I mean, they beat us. Why not?
You can keep your fingers crossed. I'm sticking to
for France. I said.
Okay,
let's
good.
keep
All right, we're on the same page. Now, time for a short break here on the morning show. When we return, Doyin Adio will be here with a review on what's trending around the world of entertainment. Stay with us.
Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. I am Oji Akpi.
And I'm Stephanie Coker. Joining us now is our in-house analyst, Doyin Adio, with stories trending around the world. Hi, Doyin.
Hi, hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Good. So what's trending?
Well, Cardi B's bundle of joy is officially here. The hip-hop superstar has given birth to her first child, a baby girl with rapper Offset. The star confirmed the news on Wednesday with a pink and floral-themed nude photo and simply revealed her little one's name, Culture Kylie Cephas. The captioned the photo revealing that the baby was born on Tuesday. News of the newborn's arrival comes 3 months after Cardi finally confirmed rampant pregnancy rumors during an unforgettable performance on Saturday Night Live.
Wow. So I'm super excited that Cardi's bundle of joy has finally,
It seemed like it was so fast, though. It felt like it was just yesterday she was pregnant, and now she's out.
I think it's because she kind of hid the pregnancy for a while, and then it was just like, boom, baby's here. But her name, Culture is, well, I guess it's an interesting name, to say the least.
I know.
What do you think about that name? How do you feel about that name?
I mean, I think Cardi B is always so extra, and I think that this part that she named her child Culture is like a big shock for me, because I don't know like what it really entails. Like, what is she trying to say? I mean, both of them are like from the same music industry, the same background, the same thing. So I guess that's the idea she's trying to bring into her child. I mean, Kanye had like Paris and all those names.
North. Doyin, you're quiet over there. What do you think about Culture? Or do you think this is a cool name, given that we've had the likes of North, Saint, Chicago?
Right.
Well, a lot of them are going with unusual names, and if you look at it, it's a combination of her husband's name, which starts with a K, like Kylie as well. So I think that's how she came up with the Culture kind of thing. So she took part of his name and then put like another couple of words from a different name and brought it together.
But it works for them, and we're happy for them. But online, people have obviously been scrutinizing this name. But then we do have to remember that the likes of Beyonce have named her children after colours and poets. But it's nice. It's nice. It's interesting. We can't wait to see her picture. That's what I'm looking forward to. The picture of this little girl. Who do you think she's going to favor?
I think she's gonna look like her dad. Her dad looked like he has more of the dominant genes.
From his other kids, he actually has 3 other little kids.
That's a good point.
Nice.
Yes.
All right, so what else is trending?
Kylie Jenner might be known to some as Kim Kardashian West's younger sister, but the social media star and cosmetics mogul is worth more than twice of her older sisters. Jenner, who graces the cover of Forbes for its annual list of richest self-made women, is on track to soon be the youngest self-made billionaire ever. Jenner, who turns 21 in August, is the youngest woman on the list. Forbes reports that Jenner has built a $900 million fortune in less than 3 years, thanks in large part to her wildly popular makeup line, Kylie Cosmetics. Jenner and West have both built their empires by harnessing social media. Jenner has 110 million followers on Instagram. The magazine values her company at worth nearly $800 million, and Jenner owns 100% of the company.
Yeah, this was trending on Twitter, on Instagram, and on Facebook, and it's actually really, people have their own opinions. Everybody has a different opinion on the Kardashians and the Jenner clan, but you have to give it to her. She's self-made. She was able to build from what her family has. So she obviously has a large following and things like that. Other people could have just, well, they do actually just sit back and they don't actually think of what it is they can do to double their money. But she realized this early on after a few stints in modeling.
I know.
Yeah,
Well, she started because it was one of her insecurities, her lips, right? That she was very insecure about her lips, and she'd go to like stores and look for like, you know, what colors would match her lips. And she was able to build on that. I saw this this message yesterday and I was in shock. I was like, 900 million, that's within a year, is it?
That's a lot. And she's
huge,
almost,
yeah.
she might become the youngest billionaire.
Yes.
They're just going to keep tracking those figures within the next 2 years. How does it make us feel here? that there's a 21-year-old.
21-year-old.
That's worth 900, well, not worth, but she has earned $900 million. Dwayne, how do you feel about this? Do you think you should be doing something else?
She's had a lot of opportunity, and you know, with the type of family that she's in, she was able to take advantage of it and use the platform she has to her own advantage. And you know, now she's ranked number 27 on the Forbes list. She's ahead of Beyonce and Barbara Streisand and some of her friends there. So I mean.
And of course Mark Zuckerberg as well.
Yes, so Mark Zuckerberg became a billionaire at 23, so she's becoming one at 21.
Wow.
So she's been able to, you know, really be able to look at, you know, the type of things that she's interested in and be able to use it as a source of income. So I think she's doing really well. And I think anybody in her shoes that, you know, that would have that type of opportunity would do the same thing. So she's done a really good job.
She has really turned her obsession into her position and her, possession, because she has started a global empire with this. So kudos to you, Kylie Jenner. And you should send us some lip kits so we can test them out.
So what's next? What's next, Doreen?
Well, for my Beyonce fans who are feeling those sorority inspired looks she served at Beychella, you can now rock them too because they'll be available for sale this week. According to Vogue, Beyonce is teaming with Balmain to deliver the line, which will launch Friday. The three-piece Balmain and Beyonce collection will feature the yellow and pink sweatshirts Bey wore on stage and will be released at Balmain's Paris flagship store and online the next day. With this line, Bey is also making good on her commitment to funding education, as proceeds from the collab will benefit the United Negro College Fund.
Yes, Queen Bee. So a lot of us obviously watched Coachella. Did you watch Coachella?
I saw a little bit of it, but
it's actually been renamed Beachella, but hey,
Beychella.
But yeah, the costumes that she wore were absolutely mind-blowing, and I'm so excited that this is actually available to us, the fans. Are you a Bee fan?
I am.
You don't sound too enthusiastic.
Okay, I'm not.
Okay, it's fine. Not everybody can be a part of it.
I love her though.
Yeah,
I'm not just like a huge fan.
This should be a nice collaboration between Beyonce and Balma.
Balma is one of my favorites.
Okay,
so
cool.
That's okay with me.
All right, what other stories are trending on social media?
DJ Spinall is the cover star for the latest edition of ZSN Monthly. Chronicling Spinall's achievements tagged "Make Way, DJs are the new celeb influencers in town." And Hailey Baldwin buys fiancé Justin Bieber a diamond ring of his own as the couple goes to get hair rock resized in New York City. And Papa John's founder John Schnatter apologizes for using the N-word during a company conference call.
Yeah, this Papa John's incident, I'm like, really, in 2018, why are you using this? With all the backlash of people who have actually used this, I wouldn't expect someone to be using this same word. You know, it's just a bit... Yeah, wrong move, Papa John's. But yeah, it's so nice that Hailey Baldwin is getting Justin a rock of his own.
I know. Isn't that so romantic?
Yes, it is.
I thought it was so beautiful when I saw that picture and that image, and she's one of my fans, though.
She's one of your fans?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So maybe you'll be heading to the wedding. And
I know. I could invite you tomorrow.
Yeah, yes, that would be nice. So what do you think about Hailey buying Justin a ring?
Well, it's interesting because like just 2 months ago, they said they were just friends, and then all of a sudden they're getting married. So like, how are they going to be able to transition from this friend stage to, you know, my partner for the rest of my life? I think they need to really make up their mind.
No, I think they were just trying to keep it private so the paparazzi wouldn't, you know.
Well, they've been on and off again, so hopefully this works out, their marriage.
Yeah, hopefully. And what was the other story?
DJ Spinall, cover of SCN.
DJ Spinall, nice one.
Yeah.
And I think, what's our photo of the day? I'd like to see that.
Our photo of the day is a picture of actor Lance Gross, who welcomed his second childhood wife, Rebecca, early morning Tuesday, July 10th, just 2 days after the family man's own 37th birthday. The star shared the news via Instagram, posting the announcement, debuting the newborn's name, Lennon Lauren Gross.
Nice.
Now that's a name.
Yeah, that's a nice. That's a name. A name that we can all get with. But it's nice that the baby was born a couple of days after his birthday. I think men secretly love that when the baby is born on their birthday or near their birthday. Well, thanks, Dwayne, for what's trending. It's time now for a short break here on The Morning Show. When we return, we have Uche Kachukwu, popularly known as Catch. Stay with us.
The way you do, JJ, the body move, baby. You use me cruise, JJ. I come move, JJ. Baby, boy, I call you a show, baby. You're the way you do me sweat. You want to call me, say that. I know, be so you do me tell. Yeah, you left me for a day. I beg you, make you stay. And you went and told her, make I try to hide my face. Baby, Jankara. See me, see Maga, cause of Legova. Now it's all over. If to say you be good person, I would have wanted